Toni and Troy, The Haunted Basketball Camp, Part 2. Toni, Troy, Kat, and their 3 teammates come up from the tornado shelter. As they reach above ground, they stand outside and see that there's nothing left. Their entire camp has been destroyed by the tornado. They stare at each other in disbelief. They start to shiver because it's cold. Our camp is destroyed! The tornado wiped out everything! No basketball, and most importantly, no place to sleep! Well, we didn't need to stay in a house to begin with. That's not real camping, that's glamping. Let's pitch tents and camp the right way. The group shakes their head in agreement and start to pitch their tents in the empty space. It takes the group most of the afternoon to set up the camp. It starts to get dark. Troy decides to start a campfire. As Troy finishes setting up the fire, a big gust of wind blows out the fire. The group looks around and wonders where the wind came from. Their camp is all set up, and Troy decides to make another fire. The fire is set up, and the kids are smiling, staring at the beautiful fire. They sit around it and start to roast marshmallows. This time, a cloud of rain hovers only above the fire and distinguishes the flames. The group starts to look around at each other and wonder where this patch of rain came from. What's going on? I think this whole camp is haunted. Just as Troy finishes his sentence, a loud crack of thunder rumbles in the sky and startles the group. The group takes off running for cover into the dark woods. As they venture through the woods, they come across the old basketball stadium. They stare at it from afar. I am not going in there. We don't have a choice. We can get chased by whatever is going on back at the campsite or take cover into the old basketball stadium until we figure out what's going on. Kat grabs Toni's arm and the 6 friends head into the old stadium. Kat walks up to the door of the stadium and opens it. The door creaks open. I don't like to be in here. Why did it change so much from the last time we were in here? This place is haunted. We still need a place to practice. Don't you want to break the Kevin Creeps 3-point record and beat Jason and Rick in the championship game this weekend? Forget Kevin Creeps. This whole place is giving me the freaking creeps. I want to go home. Stop whining. The group stare at the old dirty basketball stadium. There are cobwebs in the corner and dirt on the floor. The place is even more disgusting than before. This place is so gross. The lights flicker on and off in the stadium, and the building starts to shake. Bats fly out of nowhere and surround the kids, then fly outside. Okay! I really think it's time to get out of here. You guys are silly. It's an old building. Of course there will be bats and cobwebs. But the ground just moved. It was just a little aftershock. What's that over there? In the corner, Kat notices a small door that leads to a hallway. That wasn't there before. I am going to see where that door goes. I don't think this is a good idea. You don't know where that door leads, and you definitely shouldn't go in there by yourself. You guys are so scared of a little thunder and a little noise. What if that is the secret to where the ghost of Kevin Creeps is located? Aren't you just a little concerned that that door just popped out of nowhere? Nope. Kat walks over to the little door in the corner, but has trouble getting it open. She notices a crowbar and picks it up. She starts to pry the door open. The door has a heavy hinge, so it's tough to hold open. She asks Troy and Toni to hold the door open as she goes in. Make sure this door stays open. It was too difficult to open before. Just as Kat goes inside, another large thunderclap startles the children. Toni and Troy jump out 10 feet away from the door, and it slams shut and locks itself.
Hey! Let me out of here!
She starts knocking on the door, trying to get out. Troy grabs the crowbar to try to pry the door open, but it won't budge. The thunderstorm gets louder and more violent. The bats return and start to swirl around the kids. The kids are completely frightened. There is a loud rustling sound within the hallway where Kat is, and the rest of the group hears a loud scream. Troy finally gets the door open, but Kat is nowhere to be found. What happens to Kat as she searches for the mystery of Kevin Creeps in the basketball stadium? If you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe